In the moment we dismissed it as frat boy humor. No! No! And this is how conservative ideology can like drive you down bad paths. You should not dismiss this as frat boy humor. This isn't cute. That's not funny. It's not a joke. Anybody remember this guy, Steven Crowder? Yep, we're talking about him again. Friend of the stream, Steven Crowder. Steven Crowder, who has been demonetized on YouTube finally after years of breaking TOS. He's gone. And the Fiend, the absolute monster, has as Satan did, crawling into hell, he has crawled into Rumble, a site that we're going to be talking about in depth sometime in its own personal little segment, because the way in which it's trying to be a competitor to YouTube, like YouTube but racist, I think it's going to be really interesting, and we're going to see something about that, and it's going to be very fun. But not today. Today, we're going to be talking about just Crowder himself and what's going on. We have some more information on what Crowder did and is doing behind the scenes in his office, okay? Remember when usually when we get scenes of what Republicans and conservative talking heads are doing behind the scenes, it's usually something really terrible. I mean, I mean, like in Fox News and with Tucker Carlson, they had like pictures of Nancy Pelosi's hanging knockers on the wall, just like absolutely insane stuff. Hannity trying to auction off women in working in his spare time. Kimberly Guilfoyle literally Weinsteining a girl, but then people just stopped caring about it. Maybe because she's woman, I'm not sure. We'll talk about that later. You know, the many assaults and even some PDF activity, which is a huge problem. But today, Crowder is in the news again for his member, okay? And when I say member, I'm not talking about mug club memberships. No. I'm talking about his peener, okay? His Johnson, his dongo. All right? That stuff. That's what's got him in trouble. Again, his pee-pee. It's got him in trouble again. And now some of you all may be like, Shark, I think we've heard about this story before. We've seen this story before. This is not a surprising story. Now, that even though that may be true, something that you need to understand is that we have new information on what's been going on, okay? So yes, this story was true. Steven Crowder exposing himself to ex-staffers, they say, which I will say, I'm not sure if it's like, I'm not sure if I'm in the business of saying if it's better or worse than what like Alex Jones was doing, like yelling at his workers and also drinking on the job constantly and trying to shoot threes into the trash can only to make it fall over and wait for somebody else to come pick it up. But I will say this, if I had to guess, it's definitely much closer to being worse, right? It's much closer. But yes, we have seen this, and there have been like videos, and we've talked about his like super messy divorce, and we've talked about his mental health issues that he has many of. But one thing that we're getting now is we're getting a slow leak of people who used to work with Crowder coming out to talk about how bad it was actually working for him, mostly because he is such a bad boss that it's hard for him to keep like the whole ship running tight because of everything that he's done, and all the people who he's abused in his office are starting to understand that it is important to come forward for people to get what type of guy this dude is, all right? And this has only shown me the absolute weirdness of the right wing's obsession with PP. It's crazy, isn't it? It's wild what's going on. I mean, just like look at the Hunter Biden stuff that's going around, all right? It's literally only circling his caco. Like, what's going on here? It's just like Marjorie literally is having an ethics complaint filed about her for going to the House's comically large printer and printing out massive pictures of Hunter Biden's pee-pee. It's crazy stuff. They're obsessed with it. They can't stop. They can't help themselves. And it seemed like the person who couldn't help themselves the most was Crowder, because this new article dropped a couple of days ago, exclusive from Mediaite. Steven Crowder sends photos of his dog to and exchange drugs in super creepy workplace, ex-staffers say. What the hell? What the heck? What's going on, dude? Crowder, what the heck? Drew! He really needs some help. The craziest thing is that he actually tried to get it, but we'll talk about that a little later. He unironically went Joker mode, okay? He did. Drugs. I know, right? Let's get into it. Steven Crowder has been a lightning rod for controversy since he launched his online show, Ladder with Crowder. But behind the scenes, his bombastic behavior has taken center stage. With allegations of abusive behavior towards his estranged wife, Hillary, as well as claims of toxic workplace conduct by former employees, like Not Gay Jared. I mean, I've been holding back talking about this for a little bit, mostly because it's so gross that I actually can't show you it on Twitch. But it's him and Not Gay Jared, the person who he used to work with, dressing up like women. They dressed up in women's clothing and then went to a women's march, where they began to just walk around, kiss each other, and grab each other's balls, and they jiggle each other's dicks and bulges. And I can't show it to you. It's that bad. They actually did this, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I wish I could show you a picture so people can understand that I'm not lying, but it's actually genuinely so bad that I can't show you. He's actually reaching around. They're actually literally doing reach arounds on each other at a women's march, doing sexual harassment to all the people there, and sometimes in front of children. So Crowder's obsession with dick is something that has a long history to it. I don't want to see it. I want to play you the audio, because it just blew my mind when he was like, Not Gay Jared is a surprisingly good kisser. I was gonna grab you this because Lance of the Surfs tweeted it out, and I think I saved it. The only problem is he tweets so much, so I'm not sure if I have it on tap. I would really hope that I do. I can show you these. One of the largest commentators on the right, Steven Crowder, has filmed himself making out with employees while doing full drag performances. Multiple children can be seen on camera while he films his own employee grabbing his crotch, grabbing Crowder's doing a reach around on Crowder, grabbing Crowder's crotch and rubbing it. Loads rifle. Very interesting. Now face the wall. But yeah, it's pretty bad. It's some pretty bad stuff. He's a bit of a freakazoid. Anyways, now with the fallout from the contentious divorce, as well as Crowder's alleged workplace misconduct, it threatens to derail the enormously popular show that once landed its right-wing star a $50 million offer from the Daily Wire that, we all know how that turned out. Not well. Mediaite spoke with 5 former show staffers and one source close to Crowder under the condition of anonymity due to fear of retaliation, who described the workplace rife with bullying, alarming, and unpredictable behavior, as well as lewd sexual workplace practice. Yeah. I mean, that's not necessarily surprising, but, well, to me, I guess to conservatives, they just looked past it. I'm not saying, and I want to make this clear at the top here. I'm going to be cracking some jokes, but nobody who works there, no matter how bad of people they are, and I do still think that you have to be a pretty bad person to willingly want to work for Crowder. No matter how bad they are, they don't deserve any of this type of stuff, but they probably could have been using their noodle a little bit more to think about how they're probably going to be in this type of situation. But at the same time, a job is a job is a job, and if you're if you're working, you deserve to be treated well, and these people were not. These people were absolutely not. Or a desperate job. Yeah. But once again, I said willingly working. If you're just I need a job, and he's like, hey, I'll pay you pennies. I mean, this dude literally thinks that he literally thinks that Labor Day is a joke, and you need to thank your boss. This is the type of dude who I would genuinely expect for him to ask his employees for a tip on Labor Day. So yeah, it's not necessarily surprising, but that's just me. Earlier this month, after repeated suspensions, Louder with Crowder decamped from YouTube. Now listen, he seems pretty camp, if I'm going to be honest with you. Where it commanded a mighty audience of 5.8 million subscribers, to Rumble, a less regulated but much smaller alternative. The show's audience has dwindled on Rumble to the point where his last 5 shows have averaged some 288,000 views, a far cry from the millions Crowder once saw per episode. Let's go! And I'm gonna be honest with you, I think that Rumble's botting. Okay, I think Rumble's botting. In my humble opinion, I think Rumble's botting. I still don't even think that these are all real views. Now, like, how many views on YouTube are real views? I'm not sure, but I think they're way higher than Rumble's. When I typed in Rumble just onto Google, one of the first results are by views on Rumble. You know what I mean? Some of these shows getting more views on Rumble than YouTube just doesn't make any sense. Like Fresh and Fit. I think like one of Fresh and Fit's like recent streams are getting like a million or like multi-million views, but having like 100 comments. That doesn't make sense. My channel gets, you know, we hover around the ballpark of like 20 to 50,000 views a video. And we hover in the ballpark of like 200 to 600 comments. Okay, if that's the case, there ain't no way that you're getting 1 million views and like a little bit of 100 comments. I don't think that's true. I don't believe it's true. I think it's a lie. I think it's a farce as well. There's something wrong here. So there's something very wrong. This is why deplatforming works. This is true. This is also why deplatforming works. A lot of people try and say that deplatforming doesn't work, and deplatforming has its problems, and I don't think deplatforming is the end all be all when it comes to dealing with these types of people like Crowder. We do need to actually contend with their points, and you do need to understand what they're actually saying to be able to, you know, talk to people and deprogram them from the lies that he spews. But that in hand with deplatforming goes pretty hard, if I'm going to be honest with you. It seems to work out pretty well. Seem to be going pretty well. He belongs in prison. Well, the more we get through this article, the more I think that's going to be true. The show's viewership troubles follow years of alleged misconduct behind the scenes. One former Louder with Crowder employee told Mediaite that during his time on the show, he received unsolicited sexually graphic texts that include photos of Crowder's genitalia. Those texts and images were reviewed by Mediaite. Bro, no! This should get you sued. What in the world? This is the problem with like some small businesses, okay? Because they think that they can get away with stuff like this. This should not be possible. You're not canceled. Crowder, you're a criminal. You belong in jail. You belong in jail. You can't do this. I personally think that should be a standard for when it comes to people who like, you know, hire, employ, or work with other people, that you just shouldn't be sending them your penis. But maybe, I don't know, maybe that's just like my woke lefty ideology tainting my opinion. Who knows? Known criminal Steven Crowder. You're not allowed to send pictures of your junk to people. That is true. That's true. That makes sense. In the moment, we dismissed it as frat boy humor. No! And this is how conservative ideology can like drive you down bad paths. You should not dismiss this as frat boy humor. This isn't cute. That's not funny. It's not a joke. Anybody who would genuinely send people pictures of, like, send their workers pictures of their dick is not somebody who's just doing cute frat boy humor. They're a criminal. Okay? There's something wrong with them mentally, and they need to stop. It needed to stop a long time ago. It's just a joke. It's just a meme. It's just a meme joke. It's funny. It's funny. In hindsight, it's super creepy and felt groomerish. This is how you get people in, okay? Because these are the same type of people who would like laugh and cackle and clown on women coming forward when it comes to like the Me Too movement. I know all of these people have clowned on women who've come forward when it comes to sexual harassment and misconduct from other workplaces about sexual misconduct, and then it comes home. And then it comes home and they're like, and this is how it got so far and got so bad, is that they're like, oh, why didn't they come forward about it? Oh, why didn't they do this and that? Oh, how did it last this long? Well, this is honestly probably how it lasted this long. This is how it lasted this long. I hope this is a wake-up call for other people working in conservative media and or with conservatives, that this ideology isn't something that's just That's just to them and those people and them over there. It's you, okay? It'll come back and get you. The leopards eating people's faces party will not just eat their faces. Yours is next on the platter, brother, and you need to understand that. Frat boys don't have employees, okay? They don't. It felt like childish behavior in the moment. No! There's a grown man! He's almost 40! It's not childish behavior. It's a behavior of a criminal. It was just childish behavior in the moment from this 40-year-old man that then felt predatory in hindsight, he explained. Like he was always testing people's comfort levels. That's not okay. It's just like woke cringe pussy whip lefties would be able to see this from like a mile away. But like I feel so bad for these people that they've been lied and honestly possibly even groomed into thinking that this is okay behavior from like a boss. It's not. Never accept this type of stuff. Go like go to the labor department immediately for this type of behavior because it's dangerous. It doesn't stop here. It's dangerous. This is the fatal fruit from like a much bigger organism under the surface. That is by definition grooming. Yes, to drip feed them cock pics to be able to get them to possibly do something in the future. Yeah, it is genuinely like continuing to slowly push people's boundaries to get them to be comfortable with worse and worse and worse situations over time. Yes, that's bad. Because the only way that you could convince another employee to go with you in like drag and to kiss each other and grab each other's dicks in public is if you've done the groundwork to be able to make them okay with that. Because there's no workplace where that should be something that you should be able to do. Period. End of story. End of story. Because he was the boss and thought that he had no accountability. It just continued to happen. There was no one trusted to complain. Sorry, there was no one trusted to complain to. Oh my Lord, dude. What the hell? This is crazy. In addition to receiving unwanted sexual text messages, and there's more, the former employee alleged that Crowder habitually exposed himself to other male staffers, a claim backed up by two other sources. Habitually, he's been well known. His dick exposure precedes him. Like everybody has a seeing Crowder's penis story. Hey guys, good work today. Good show. Want to see my cock? No. I don't want to see your cock, actually. Please leave me alone. Oh, I beg of you to leave me alone. Suck my ass, Gooberman, because the only fair is laissez-faire. In regards to exposing himself in general, to my knowledge, he only exposes himself to male staffers. Now, some people are taking this different ways, I've seen, okay? Him, like, only really exposing himself to male staffers, I think I've seen a lot of people saying that this is just because he's a gay homosexual boy or he's bi or something. I think it's strategic. I think it's strategic sexual misconduct. I think personally, I have no reason to believe that this man is not super cynical. Okay, what I believe is that he's doing it to male staffers because they have a lower likelihood of trying to cancel him for it. That's what I think. I think they have a much lower likelihood. I think he has a much easier chance of getting away with it. When it comes to like the female staffers, I believe that he thinks, for one, he doesn't have that many female staffers, and two, I believe that he thinks that it would be that with like the Me Too movement and everything, that the girls would be more likely to go to Twitter or like the labor department or something, or tell people about it, to gossip about it more. So he only does it to male staffers because they'd be less likely to stand up and do something, and they'd be more scared, and they'd like know their place. That's what I think personally. I think it's strategic sexual harassment. I just think it's just because he doesn't want to get sued. And that's basically it. And women are more likely to like bring a suit because of this type of stuff, because I think it's embarrassing for other guys. I think because we already know that it's seen as embarrassing for guys to come out when it comes to like being, assaulted. Right. And if that's the case, that it's already been seen as and it's the saddest thing ever. Sad is the most disgusting thing ever, that it's seen as insulting to come out and say that you were like assaulted, sexually harassed, something along these lines for guys. I think that he thinks that it'd be like, okay, I think he's crazy, but I think his crazy has like a point to it. And I think that he genuinely believes that he could use toxic masculinity as a shield to be able to abuse more workers. That's my thought process. He also may be a gay bi homosexual. That also may be true, but I don't know. I can't speak on that. It happened all the time. That shit is sick. It was regular. It was a regular occurrence. This is sick. This is a quote, just so you know. It happened all the time. It was a regular occurrence. It's just like you walk into work and have to be like, okay, let me mentally prepare myself to see Crowder thinking about doing another skit, taking his pants off and showing us his dick again. Here we go, bro. I think people who work in like porn industry. I think people who work in the porn industry see less cock than people working in Crowder's content dungeon. I can't believe how bad this is. We're not even halfway through the article yet, and it genuinely gets worse. Just in case if you're wondering if it gets worse, yes, it does actually get worse. It usually happened when he was in a really good mood. This is sick. It only really happened if he was in a really good mood, sort of a manic mood. So while bro needs to be on SSRIs, bro needs to be on like a mood stabilizer. So while we were all disgusted by it, and it was never welcomed, it was preferable to him being in a bad mood and how he treated people in that state. One former staffer said, this is actually an abusive relationship. This is like classic abusive relationship. You give people like, you give people two types of you, bad and worse. And so when you're bad, they have a comparison stick of not bad and good, it's bad and worse. So yeah, it's bad, but it's better than it being worse. So I guess we'll just put up with it, because if we don't, then he'll get worse. Then we'll see his dick and he'll berate us verbally all the time. He needs 300 milligrams of Trazodone daily. I personally think he needs 9 millimeters of Steven never explained it. We never talked about it. It would just happen, and everyone would either throw out a fake uncomfortable laugh or show clear disgust, which Steven interpreted as his reward for what he did. 9 millimeters of iron, so true. Spank him with it. His noggin does need a flogging. Also, didn't his dad work there? Yes, his dad is his manager, and his dad worked there from time to time. I don't think his dad was in the office all the time, but I know his dad did. His dad is employed as his literal manager, and his dad is also disappointed in him constantly. Oh, did he send dick pics to his dad though? I'm not sure if we've confirmed whether or not his dad was in some of these group chats that he did it like unspeakable horrors in, but I will say that there is a high possibility that that's true. There's a non-0% chance that's what happened. He needs to be prescribed prison time is what he needs. That's what he actually needs. Oh, good lord. It's just thinking of like genuinely, he is literally just a bully. Like making people uncomfortable and upset is something that gets him off. And so now he, like a bully's number one thing is to be close to their victims. Now he made a business so his employees are reliant on being close to him, and he turned them into his victims. It's the most sick thing I've ever heard in my entire life, because they can't just quit. It's like there's like a there was like the pandemic going on, and like the job market may not be that great, and just getting a new job after saying that you've been working for Steven Crowder may not be like something that works that great on a resume. And so now you just may be stuck there for some time. Especially if you're working in Austin, where I believe they're stationed, where it's pretty expensive to live. They may not have the amount of money to just like have 3 months packed away to be able to be unemployed for some time. And it's not like Texas has good labor laws. Greg Abbott literally banned water breaks. So like with this heat going on, and you're going to have your AC on, and that's going to make electric be more expensive. So the likelihood of them being okay is just incredibly low. And so yeah, he's basically, yeah, they're like the Crowder, like the Crowder workers are like rattling the bars of the cage. Let me out, get me out of here. And then he turns around, hey guys, want to see my, hey dude, want to see my cock? And they're like, oh, get me out. He's doing it again. Labor protections in Texas, non-existent. Get out of here. I'm pretty sure most are technically not employees. Oh yeah, they're probably doing like the paid or unpaid intern type stuff too. Yeah, 100%. Let me out. He wasn't paying a good chunk of them, I know that much. Horrible stuff. Genuinely sick. The more disgusted everyone seemed, the more pleasure he seemed to get from it. I'm so glad his wife divorced him. Holy crap. It's like he couldn't understand that we weren't in on his joke. In response to a request for comment, Louder with Crowder CEO Gerald Morgan Jr. told Mediaite, while Louder with Crowder does not provide details on personal private medical matters or personnel issues, it is important to note that many of these claims are missing context. What? Listen, me showing my penis to my workers is like, it's missing some context? Your context, I need context. One cock, two cock, I need context. As you see, Your Honor, me slapping my workers with my penis, and being genuinely shitty to them all day, was a bit. It was a joke, Your Honor. As you can see, it was a hilarious meme, and that's why it was okay. He was sitting right there. His mouth was open. He was asking for it. Come on, Your Honor. Clear misrepresentations or outright falsehoods. Which ones are which? You'll never know. Another source close to Crowder said that they witnessed him expose himself to male staff in the office, but chalked it up to childish behavior. Please, Lord, I'm on my knees. I'm on my hands and knees begging these people to not chalk this up. To like to childish behavior. This is not childish. It's another word that starts with C. Once again, criminal. You should not be allowed to do this. It's not okay. It's not okay. I have personally witnessed, and this is what keeps a lot of guys like emotionally distant and like disconnected and distraught, is that they can't express themselves and they're seen as like bad or like ruining fun or like somebody who's causing issues if they speak up about this because nobody else would. It's sick. I personally witnessed that on one occasion. They said, my personal theory is that he is a man-child and thinks it's funny, like boys in middle school playing pranks on each other in the locker room. Now, when maybe if you were like a little kid, honestly, that's true. He does seem like a man-child. I mean, like I remember Greg Gutfeld saying that he used to go to bars, order a glass of milk, and then sit crisscross applesauce on the floor while sipping it. Like this is a this is a child. You can't tell me that this man is not a child. You can't convince me of the lie that this man is not a child. Yeah, they're doing the whole boys will be boys type thing, and it's no. He's not even a boy. He's a grown man, and he needs to be stopped. It's childish to show people your ding dong. Maybe in the locker room when you're like 12, sure, maybe, because you gotta change your pants and you're like, oh, caca, whoa, pee pee caca, or something. You know, maybe possibly, but it still could be very easily classified as sexual harassment. But this is just me committing crimes. All right. Nice one, brother. So cool. Happy for you. Could it be a power move? Possibly. He could also be using it for power against his employees, they said. He does virtually nothing that a grown man should do for himself. Wash his own laundry, prepare his own food, buy his own groceries. Most of the time, somebody else does that all for him. So he's like a child that needs to be taken care of, and his humor reflects that type of childish behavior. Sick. It does also it generally makes my blood boil that he treated his wife like that, his pregnant wife like that, blowing cigar smoke into his pregnant wife's face as she asked him to do literally anything around the house, as she's like filled with baby and finds it hard to move. It's just it do be making me sick. I don't know what to tell you. It do be making me sick. How is he not sued for assault? I don't think he touched anybody yet. He's the worst archetype of a stereotypical child actor. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, we haven't seen any PDF behavior yet. Well, we haven't seen like genuinely criminal PDF behavior yet from him. So I guess we're going to have to see if that comes out. Another former employee said incidents of genital exposure in the workplace are so routine that they became almost unremarkable. They're desensitized to it. It happened so much that they didn't even blink anymore. Haha, nice one, Crowder. Ah, nice one. Ah. Can we please get back to work? The guys just talked about it amongst themselves, and I don't want to say it became normal, but it became less of a big deal. So there's a case to be made that that he was grooming employees. That's not even a conservative definition of grooming, because the conservative definition of grooming is when when children learn about politics that I disagree with. This is just genuine, unironic, actual definition. The former employee said. Stephen may excuse some of that, saying that he was friends with some of the employees, but that again draws some questions. There are power dynamics at play regardless of how friendly you are with your staff. And also, just don't send your penis in a message. So gross. So true. So gross and so true. A different ex-staffer said Crowder would often make uncomfortable comments during a men's only Bible study he held in 2021. All right, this is the part where it starts to get even worse, partners, okay? So be careful here. Watch yourself. Watch yourself, all right? The staffer said that Crowder frequently remarked that men used to be more physically intimate with each other, and then would reference a passage of the Bible where Abraham's servant put his hand on Abraham's inner thigh to be closer to Abraham's descendants' balls. Yeah, slap on the cuffs and drag this man away immediately. Slap on the cuffs and drag him away. Get out of here. Okay, no, he gay as hell. Well, hey guys. Well, if back in the day during Jesus's time, it was really holy that you would sit in the passenger seat and let me rub my thumb on your inner thigh. All right, buddy. So I mean, broness is next to godliness. You shut up, you freak. You freak. Interesting take to use. It is true. It is a very interesting take to use the Bible to justify you being giga gay. Gonna go now. Might come back later. Bye, Stinko. Take care of yourself, okay? Don't get yourself hurt. I'll be upset if you do. Grooming is when gay or trans. Now, yeah, and that's his idea. Just so you know, this is the guy who says that gay and trans people are grooming children by telling them that they should be happy who they are and they shouldn't let people change them. Just so you know, this is the guy. Using the Bible to be predatory. How original. That is true. It's not like Crowder's very original, so. Allegations of Crowder revealing his genitalia in the workplace were first reported by the New York Post. In response, Crowder mocked the allegations in a skit on his show. The Post report came in the wake of a public The publication of a Ring video showing Crowder berating his wife. I forgot what was this skit? Crowder responds to allegations. Oh yeah, I remember this. Oh yeah, when he did a skit about him being like, "Hey guys, hey guy, come around my desk here. I have something for you." And the guy was like, "Oh my gosh, Crowder, is that your balls? OMG, your penis." And he's like, "Yup, I love showing you my penis." As if like that was going to make all of this go away. Just like crack a joke about it and then think that you're going to be able to skedaddle away from this. You ain't getting away from this, brother. It ain't happening. It's not happening. That doesn't work either. Oh, that doesn't work either. Where he says, "I will fuck you up." I forgot that he said that to his wife. I forgot he said, "I will fuck you up" to his pregnant wife. Someone should TOS this man, if I'm going to be honest with you. Someone should indeed TOS this man. Yet Crowder's alleged purchase of exhibitionism and angry outbursts are only a portion of the inappropriate workplace behavior described by the sources. Multiple former, and it does get worse, multiple former staffers and source close to Crowder claimed that the conservative firebrand would offer and ask staffers for prescription drugs like Clonopin, an anticonvulsant used to treat seizures, used to treat seizures and is also prescribed to treat anxiety. Hey man, hey buddy. Oh, here's my dick. Got any pills? Hey, yeah, I know you got a couple of pills to spare. You just got just a couple. I pay you good. I pay you well. Come on, I just need like a couple pills, man. Just come on, man. I just need a couple. Just a few. I only want a few. Come on, just hand them over. Thank you. You're so good to me. You're so good to me. He's my dick again. Oh man, shows in 30 minutes. Be there. What the fuck? I pay your bills. Give me the pills. I pay your bills. Give me the pills. As well as cannabis gummies and opiates like Percocet, Molly Percocet. My bro's taking Percocet in the office. Okay. He's busy popping perk. This man is a fiend. He's a fiend. He perked up. Nah, dude, bro's perked up on a Monday afternoon, not a Friday night. He's perked up on a Monday afternoon. It is 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, and he's perked to the gills. Gum. Percocet, Molly Percocet. Oh man, abusing pills, abusing his wife, abusing his staff. Is there something on God's green earth that this man won't abuse? He can't help himself. He literally can't help himself. My goodness. Anyways, Mediaite reviewed text messages between Crowder and former employees confirming these claims. Oh, he's dumb enough to even ask for pills through text? Really? Stephen was known for passing out prescription drugs fairly freely. Oh no. Oh, that's how they were able to put up with him. Everybody was high off of everybody was like recreationally using prescription drugs off label to be able to get through the day. Dude, oh my gosh, he's like Nazi soldiers. He's just giving them pills to be able to fight harder. Holy crap. It's surprising to employees when your boss is offering and asking for things like that. Yeah, it's a bit surprising. See, I personally because the thing is, I can't ask my employees, I can't ask my editors for drugs, because the only drugs that they have is like estrogen, and I don't really want any more. I have like the natural amount that I have is I think good enough. So the only pills that they would be able to give me is like estrogen. So I'm good. But I guess we just have a different work environment, I guess. This is illegal, right? Yes, yes, this is illegal. Just so you know, yes, all of this is illegal. He can't, especially in Texas, because Texas has some really like bad backwards criminalizing drug addicts type laws. So I'll take their estrogen. You could ask. They may have some to spare. What level of capitalism? Capitalism. Oh man, I made a new word. Capitalism is this? It's one of the lowest levels. It's one of the lowest levels. So I'm gonna be honest with you. It's down there. It's really down there. But it's like golf. The lower it is, the worse. The 10th level. Oh man. However, because the work environment is so crazy, employees ended up getting desensitized to the point where when things like that would occur, it was almost just normal. It's not until you actually step away a bit when you realize how wrong these types of things are. Is this why he's so against people going on like really long breaks? Because distance from him makes people realize how terrible of a person he genuinely is. In the past, Crowder's troubles have prompted him to step away from the show. In 2020, now this is wild, I didn't know this. Crowder sent an email with a subject line, official notice, some life decisions, which announced to his staff his plans to retire. Man, fucking inshallah, dude. I only wish, dude, inshallah, that this guy would finally retire. In the lengthy message, Crowder apologized for his behavior. So this is just an admission of everything that he did wrong. So just in case if people were just saying that this is just hearsay, they actually got an email of him apologizing for all of the terrible things that he did that were like confirmed by the people who spoke out against him, who used to work for him and the people close to him, it seems. I hope everyone here understands just how much you mean to me and how much I'm falling short of my duties every time I've spoken out in anger or ego, he wrote. Everyone here deserves better. Everyone here deserves a leader that they can believe in and in real world results. I just don't think I'm the guy for the job. I love you all very much. 3 ex-staffers claim Crowder checked into Carlton Springs, a psychiatric and chemical dependency facility in Texas, shortly after the email was sent. Before long, though, Crowder returned to the show and continued the broadcast to his large audience. 3 years later, sources say Crowder said working for the scandal embroiled host remains very stressful. Yeah, he left. They let him go. I think that this guy like Arkham Asylum, that place. You know what I mean? I think he tried to rizz up his therapist while bro was like strapped down to the gurney. He was like, "Hey, girl." I used to be a voice actor for Arthur. I'm a pretty famous comedian. Hey, so hey, what's up, baby? Wait, what's up, baby? You got some pills for me? Got some pills for me? You got them, right? Hey, I'm good. I'm better now. Let me out. Come on, let me out. Let me out. Come on, let me out. Let me out. Let me out. Come on, let me go. I'm better. I promise I'm better. I'm so much better. I'm fine. You guys fixed me. They gotta lock this guy down. They gotta put this guy in like goddamn Tartarus or something. You know what I mean? He needs serious psychological help. I think he did go Joker mode. I think he did. I think he really did. I think he's sitting in there in his grippy sock ass, sitting in the mental hospital, smoking a cigarette. People ask you, how did you get in here? Bro's like, you wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it. So what are you in for? Flashing my dick to my employees one too many times. Yeah, he's trying to get himself a Harley. Jonker brand. It's like walking on eggshells most of the time, he said. Most employees are overworked and underpaid. Wow, working for a conservative, being overworked and underpaid. Wow. Nothing is ever good enough. Office morale is extremely low, and many employees have stated that they want to give up and quit. Sounds about right. Well, I hope these guys find it in their hearts to be able to leave this absolute mess, because no matter how much I may disagree with them, at the end of the day, they're my people. They are workers who have to sell their labor for a living. And so I still have their best interest in mind, no matter how much I may dislike them. And so I just can't possibly imagine working for something like that and thinking that this is okay. This is like, I keep saying it, but it needed to stop a long time ago. This shouldn't have continued, and it shouldn't have gotten this far. And since it did, it's only proof to me that these environments where it disincentivizes people to get out and speak about these types of things only is the only reason why that's the case is to be shields to abusers and even groomers to be able to abuse people even more. That's it. That's, at the end of the day, that's all it is. Me when the anti-worker guy is anti-worker. I know, right? Shock at you. Complete shock at you. Who could have seen the guy who made his thing being anti-worker being super anti-worker? I am truly confuzzled by this one. I am puzzled, confused. I am shocked. All right. I am discombobulated by this information. Crowder, you're a sick man. You don't deserve to be in charge of anybody. You can't even be in charge of your own life. And you need to stop and get help immediately before you continue doing anything. Disgusting. Genuinely disgusting. Yeah, and like Daily Wire, you're so true. Daily Wire employees should be like thinking real long and hard about the fact that like Boring and Shapiro were perfectly happy paying this guy $50 million a year to abuse them. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Because like the Daily Wire is a bigger operation than Crowder's shitty show. He was perfectly happy. Both of Boring and Shapiro were perfectly happy bringing Crowder on board to abuse their workers after these allegations about workplace misconduct were out in the open for years, and they were easily happy with it. Can you imagine what goes on behind the scenes there if that's the case? I don't know, man. I feel really bad for these people. Holy crap, dude. My lord. Should be thinking real long and hard about how much you mean to Shapiro and Boring if they think that it's okay for you to be around this man. Be thinking real long and hard. It seemed like Candace knew shit. Yeah, but Candace knew, but I think it's even worse that she knew, because the only reason why she was against Crowder being a part of the Daily Wire, like the real reason, is just because he talked too much shit about the Daily Wire. That's literally it. That's the only reason that she cared, is because she talked shit about he talked too much shit. Outside of that, it seemed like they were perfectly happy with like the horrible things that they were going to be saying and doing. But yeah, okay. Crazy. Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. If you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. If you don't, it'll make Boo very sad. I know a bunch of you who are watching are not subscribed. Join the frenzy. You won't regret it. Thank you, Boo.